Hello, one and all. We're back for another stream. Is it getting cold in here? I hope not, because that's not the type of chill we want. We just want to be chill, chillaxing, relaxing, chilling. And we ain't chilling like a villain because none of us are villains. Yeah, let's just. And do villains really just chill? Aren't they always just coming up with some new harebrained scheme to do whatever they do to that the hero has to thwart for some way? Isn't really the hero just chilling at times, just waiting for the villains to attack? So, is it the villains chilling or the heroes chilling? I'm chilling like a hero. Hope you are too. Okay, that was just completely nonsensical ramble, maybe. I don't know. Anyways, let me share this out there. We will be continuing last week. I know yesterday I said about doing Jen and Reptile, but I realized I didn't finish this one from last week, so we want to finish this one from last week. Of Chun-Li and Sonya Blade. Discord. Discord. Don't discord me. Oh, that's discard, not discord. Confirm. Timothy. Split. Alpha. Yeah, rude. Until somebody comes along and says, hey, what's going on? I want a room to go into to talk. Hey, Alpha, you got a lot done in 2 minutes. No, this is like from last week. We are continuing. We never got finished last week because we ended early because we were a little bit tired. So I decided I would continue last week's. But how are you this evening, Alpha? I haven't even looked at this yet. Well, I saw a little bit of what I'm about to show you through Omar Glitch's stream. Raul was on there, and I have hired Raul. Right now, he's doing 4 pages a month. Going to be doing 4 pages a month of doing the lesser known Bible stories. And he did the first one the other night on, like I said, Omar Glitch's stream. And here is page 1. That is it, and it looks okay. It looks like right, he's don't really see it here. Okay, so we're gonna have to get Raul to correct this spot here. I'm doing okay. I woke up early yesterday to get my dad's truck after my brother and I went to the movies. So I was very tired, so I slept most of today. It looks like he does not get the ox goad in hand here. And just for reference, what is an ox goad? And there is what I did. So an ox goad is a shepherd that a tool used by people trying to goad oxen. Maybe that doesn't even really say ox. Definition of an ox goad. An ox goad is a long pointed implement historically used by farmers to guide and prod oxen during plowing or other heavy labor. It often included a metal tip on a or a spike on the end to encourage the animal to move forward and keep them on track. In many cultures of ancient Near East, the ox goad was considered a standard tool, reflecting the pastoral or agrarian way of life. Basically, if you're a farmer. So hopefully that looks says a lot. So this was my page, and he took that and made it into this. So we've got to get him to do one minor correction. Actually, put an ox goad in Shamgar's hands here. Otherwise, it's good. Interesting. I never heard of that before. Yeah. Well, in the thing of Shamgar, the story of Shamgar here, which is a lesser known Bible story. He is mentioned there for one verse. I'm not sure whether it's mentioned anywhere else in the Bible, but let me bring up the verse. From Judges chapter 3, verse 31, I believe. Yeah, 31. After Ehud came Shamgar, son of Anath, who struck down 600 Philistines with an ox goad. He too saved Israel. Very lesser known. So hopefully, actually, he comes by tonight so we can do some. Let him know that the page is good, all except for one minor thing. I love the background that he put in both of them. Yeah, I usually go over my story with my buddy on Tuesdays, but his mom had surgery today, so I told him he could chill out and we can meet up to write next week. Ah, cool. Yeah, me and Raul got together after on Saturday after the coloring stream. So let me know if you want to come on and do anything, Alpha. Uh, I will think about it. I'm currently making some iced tea. Oh, cool. I like iced tea. Yeah, you got page 5 done. Have you started page 6? No, not yet. Have you got a new assignment from your, I'll have to do that. Have you got a new assignment from your, people for animating? I'm worried they are almost done, and I will have to get a real job. Or get another animating job. The game demo was supposed to be out at the end of last night. Maybe they're getting the assets ready to present to everybody. Okay, with the demo being supposed to being out, how far is the game from being done at that point? I need to play the beta and see my work in action. Have you ever played the betas before for this sort of thing? Like, did you play betas for Blazing Strike? I think it was. Hey, Raul, Rick. I always keep me. Oh, no worries. Oh, Raul, good thing you're here. We have one minor problem with this. Panel 3. Looks like you got him holding a sword or something here. He is supposed to be holding the ox goad. Other than that, good. Blazing Straight job was not as organized as this. All the Blazing Strike work was through email, Twitter, DMs. This job it is through Discord, so it's more cooperative. Oh, okay. And I think that's oh, and how are you doing your panels? Are you just um quick lesson on doing panels if you don't know how in thing. Yeah. Uh there oh nothing wrong with it. It's just yeah. Who you're mixing together today. I am continuing my Chung Li Sonya Blade from last week because I didn't finish it. Fitzchozo. And Raul, you can come on if you let me know if you want to come on. We can get together in a room. I know you can't talk because of your living situation, but there is this thing, tool and clip studio called Frame Border. I'm pretty sure this is the one that you can go like that. It'll create a whole big frame for you. And then under, if you click where it says frame in the where the layers are, because that creates, well, can create, depending on what your settings are for it, can create a whole folder type thing. And then, is it under layer? Yeah, layer. With that selected, you want layer set rule frame. Divide frame border equally. And then we could do in the middle, take out thing, and then get that divided. So we'd have the long one, and then select the other one that's the other side. And then we can go to layer again, go to rule frame, divide border equally. And voila, there. Okay, well, it's still going to take a few days, Raul. I don't think I have any directly in my PayPal, so I'll have to get it out of my bank and then send it to you. This is halfway. I was thinking the square would be a little bit more faster. I could just do quote unquote donation to you and okay. I sent to you, like I said, I'm not sure whether it'll take a few days or not because of thing. Thanks, Rick. Just first Thanks, Rick. Just first everything else like new town, new peeps. Thank you. You're welcome. They watch. Oh, cool. Oh, and looks like there might need to be some detail on this thing too. Let me take a look at it. Okay. Shinga. Yeah. Guess I should have had that there too. I just but other than that, it's looking great. Okay, so okay, let's and actually in a couple days, well, not this week because I'm going to be finishing up, well, hopefully finishing up page 5 coloring or but after I'm done coloring page 5 and all that, and maybe caught up on some stuff for thing, I will end up coloring that on air too. But yeah, I like how you're getting you got the backgrounds all on one layer, a lot of the shading on one layer. That's definitely good. Hey, Metal. Now we just got to get you to be able to create the panels individually. Maybe Saturday, if you've got the time, Raul, after I do my coloring, we can get together and I can show you how to do frames on a page. In Clip Studio. And hello, Metal. How are you? Okay, so let's try and get back at this. What we're actually, as far as I'm concerned, supposed to be doing. You know what? Let's do Oh, I do want to do it on this one. I want to add another layer there. I want to add some of the. Today, this hour, we finally get to go to the promised seventh and final nation of Teyvat in Jensen Impact. Okay, so let's. Yeah, I gotta get probably back. Well, I'm not sure whether I gotta get back into playing Genshin Impact. Oh, and Saturday, most likely metal. I will be giving you some of the money I owe you. Is that what face is that? It looks like I know it's not puking. Is that a cha-ching? Alpha put I think one of those earlier. Anybody? Yes. Oh, the eyes are dollar signs. Oh, okay. I never noticed that. I have thought it was a puking one, but it didn't look completely like that. But hey, Flit. There's somebody I'd like to get give some money to, but have no idea how to. The tongue is green with a dollar sign on it. Used to be a bill. Probably be better if it was still a bill. A little easier to tell. Just popping in for a few minutes. I'm exhausted and will probably pass out soon. I give life before I die, though. Not used to be a bill, a U.S. dollar, United States bill. Well, still, even with a U.S. bill, although probably too many people complain from other countries. I'm not from the U.S. I still think it would be better. Then again, they could have just made one with a US dollar bill, one with a Canadian dollar bill, one with various every other country dollar bill or bill, a Japanese yen bill. Do Japanese have yen bills? Are the bills in Japanese yen bills? I don't know why I think of yens as coinage. Probably are bills. The pound bill. Yes, there are yen bills. Yeah, somehow I knew that, but I don't know. Like I said, yen just seemed like something that would be coinage. Probably most countries have bills as most of their money, currency, or notes, as it is more commonly the way we used to say it off our continent. Yeah, okay, yeah, notes. Note sounds more, I don't know. Hey, Kieran, how are you? I know you're somewhere over in Europe. Uh, what's your bills? Do you have dollars, pounds, shekels, something else? Falling asleep. What about you? Ah, well, I'm not falling asleep. Although after this show, I will be going to sleep. But that makes sense since the first paper money were bank notes before we made standardized bills slash notes. United Kingdom, but origin from Eastern Europe. Oh, cool. So you got pounds. When you get money, you get pounded. Okay, not probably all that funny for you, but you know, not even sure how funny it would be. Okay, I don't really like that. And by pounded, I more meant a beating, punches. I just realized that might not have sounded as innocent as I thought. I get the unfunny joke. The only pounding I do is pounding mom from any non-British friends on my Discord. Then again, I'm not sure whether you would know about that connotation of the word pound it over there. A cross-dressing chambermaid? No, it's supposed to be a cross between Chung Lee and Sonya Blade, Timothy. And how are you? Sonya Lee. Well, I'm calling her Blade Lee. And it's L-I for Lee, not L-E-E. Or L-E-I-G-H. I used to collect foreign coins. Had a Canadian quarter, some pesos, a 5 cent, and 20 pence pieces, and miscellaneous euro coins. Yeah, I've had whatchamacallit coins, various American coins. We get them every so often here, especially where I am. Mortal Kombat is better than Street Fighter. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back and do the feed at some point. Uh, yeah, similar reason. I get them randomly in uptown Dallas because a lot of international trade occurs there. And yeah, it's usually quarters that I get here too. Um, and sometimes nowadays it's hard to tell whether it's a Canadian, unless you look real close, whether it's a Canadian quarter or an American quarter, because of all the various designs going through both of our systems.
I think this is an American quarter. I actually think I have an American. Yeah, I have an American quarter, I believe, right now. Fitzgerald says I haven't played too much of either game franchise to really know which is better. Same. There's a guy on this one, so unless it's Canadian one that's finally got King Charles on it. That looks like it says Liberty. Last time I would have played either was as a preteen, and even then I was super into either, was I think you meant wasn't super into either Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Never super into either. But then again, I was just in the States, so I might have got it while I was in the States as well. And just never spent it. He has a black eye. uh, you have the modern day Mikey Fizz. You hate everything. Fizz, you hate it. I was pretty, I was pretty into both, but more into Street Fighter than Mortal Kombat. Says Metal. Yeah, yeah. Why would Metal? You would Metal. I don't hate either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Just indifferent. It says. Yeah, I played both. I wasn't super. I wouldn't say I was either into one or the other more. For me, they were just fighting games, no different than Tekken or whatever. Obviously, I didn't really like the style of Tekken. Or there was what, Samurai Showdown. There's a few of them. I think that both of them really inspired a bunch of fighting games. Mostly Street Fighter because the mechanic has better mechanics than Mortal Kombat. My Mortal Kombat is cooler though. And then, of course, there was Killer Instinct. Street Fighter didn't have much of a storyline. Well, their storylines were more individually based, I believe, than an overarching one for all of them because they all entered for their own reasons. Although, well, I'm not sure about the original Street Fighter, but the second one, of course, wasn't part of it to defeat Bison. The storyline, or they all had their own reasons to go after Bison. I'm not sure whether it was so much a tournament as just you had to fight all these guys to get to fight somebody on your way to get to Bison to take him down for whatever reason. Killer Instinct had both the cool factor and good mechanics, but Rare had the advantage of making it after others came out. Yeah, like I'm not sure how many came out shortly after that. After Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat might not have even been the second one, but I think and probably Street Fighter wasn't even the first, but it's the one I think most people know the most, close to the beginning. Timothy says, all I know is Ryu gave Sagat that scar. I honestly think that structurally the best way a Street Fighter movie is to have Bison as the protagonist, similar to Thanos in Infinity War. Chew. Killer Instinct had a better story than Street Fighter, says Timotei. And then there's something that they could have all been sort of inspired by, or maybe that was out around the same time, is Bloodsport. And thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you very much. As Tim says, God bless you because I sneezed. Yeah, the only good movie, the only good movie Van Damme did, says Tim. I think, meaning, of course, Bloodsport. Yeah, Bloodsport is directly referenced in many older interviews with various creators. Also, Karate for an S. Canadian Elvis? Okay. I have no idea what you mean by that, Tim. I actually agree with this. Well, I think I would say probably all of us do in that because that's almost the way Street Fighter was set up in the video game. Well, at least the second one, Street Fighter 2. Um, I'm not sure about Street Fighter 1. I never beat Street Fighter 1. Beat Street Fighter 2 several times. I don't think Street Fighter 1 is actually named Street Fighter. Isn't it Fighting Street or something? I just remember the all around the world. And maybe there's a thing for Street Fighter. Maybe you have to do it with number one, the characters in there, and come up to number two. Street Fighter 1 is more a single player game, and you fight Sagat at the end. Yeah, I think I remember you saying that before for sure. Fighting Sagat, and I know it's more of a single player game. Fighting games didn't really become fighting games until Street Fighter 2 Turbo when frame cancels were invented, allowing for complex combos. Yeah, I was never good at the special moves on any of them. But the only one that I got good at what for one of them is Chung Lee with a kick because it was just pressing that one button, a lot straight in a row. Okay, so Let's bring in. You know what? Let's just go with our colors here that we can see. Oh, I didn't do a freaking hand over here. Just realized that. Take down all the color, then I guess. Actually, I'm gonna do that over there. We'll take that there. There we go. There we go. I think that looks decent. Hey, Borders, upload it. Okay. Okay, so we get to see, everybody gets to see this at once. Or whoever's here. Plus comment, comics, lesson on Bible stories. Raul. Oh yeah, that definitely looks better. Good job, Raul. Although, I hate to do this to you, Raul. You might want to make it look similar to the one that his dad just gave him. Most likely the same one. I know, minor adjustment, but we gotta try and stay consistent. Yeah, sorry. You don't have to do it right this second either, Raul. Not too many thanks. Okay. You can stay and watch or whatever you want to say right now if you want. Like I said, you get it done later tonight or tomorrow or whatever. Because you got a week before you can work. Well, I guess you could work on all three and get the all four done or whatever you want to say for the month in a short amount of time. But you can take a week and get one done each week, and it's up to you how you want to do that. But normally we'll say payday at the end of the month or beginning of the month, depending on how you look at it. Okay, so let's see. Let's make the back, take out the background there. Let's create a layer, and because we're probably going to use some green here because of Sonya, we'll make the background purple. Okay, so go with green with from Sonya here. A little of this. That hand is so wonky that it's not funny. I don't know what I'm gonna do about it. Trying to do it the way that it shows, but Oh, do, 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 do. Nobody's got anything to say. Everybody's gone quiet. Uh, I'm making waffles. Well, don't waffle on me. I'm still hungry. Well, I haven't eaten like in 8 days, but I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry. You must be fasting again. Yep. Would ever give you a silly idea like that? You you must have more willpower than I do. I always say I'll start tomorrow. Well, I said that for like 53 years. Oh well. And then, oh, I did it. Well, way back when I was young, I did like one at through my in a youth group, the 40-hour famine or whatever, or 40-hour fast or famine or whatever. You know, it was for some sort of cause or whatever. And then when my dad was saying, I did it for a day. a little bit. It was sort of hard. And it's usually a little hard when I first start it, but and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. And yeah, like it. Well, I'm not sure whether I said yet. I'm half doing it. Well, I'm working my way up to the 40-day one, and it's more to become a little bit more like Jesus. You know, he fasted for 40 days once. Maybe even more than once. We're just told of the one time. Yeah, I walked for 20 minutes today, so I have to get those calories back. Well, for me, that's half what it's a. Well, not I don't know what percentage. I'd say 10%, but to get rid of a lot of those calories. I weighed myself on Monday and I was down to 228 and a half. I've gotten down to 225, but I end up keep going back up a little bit after the fast, but into the 30s. It's just staying in the 20s, really. Next point, then eventually getting it down into the teens and I'm not sure whether a medal is here, but or anybody that's here that you guys know what eye color either Chung Li or Sonya Blade has? I think you think Sonya has blue, Chung Li has brown. I think. Okay, we'll go with the one we know for sure. Mark 9:29 with parallel in Matthew 17:21 reads, of this kind can come forth by nothing but prayer and fasting. Yeah, demons. Yeah, when they're trying to cast out some demons. The disciples, that is. Also, I think in the New Testament it says when you fast. In other words, it doesn't even really contemplate that you might not fast at all. But the thing is, too, most people presume you have to fast food. You can fast other stuff. Like you can do a fast of no internet, no social media, no TV, no phone or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but you get my drift, I would hope. And then the details of, say, your fast when you do it is up to you. What you fast, how long. Like for me, I'm allowing myself pretty much any liquid. I know there's something called the Daniel fast I heard about. Which says you're allowed rice and all that. Um, the Daniel fast is a partial 21-day biblical fast based on the prophet Daniel's experiences in Scripture. It focuses on a plant based foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, L, leg, legumes, nuts, seeds, while eliminating animal products, added sugars, caffeine, processed foods to prioritize spiritual focus and prayer. The discipline Jesus. The disciples asked Jesus why they had failed, and he replied with a statement about prayer emphasizes the necessity of faith dependency on God through prayer and spiritual challenges. Yeah. The Bible talk for now. I want my waffles. Are you waffling on having your waffles? Yes, yes, because I'm in the chat. Oh, only for that reason. Okay. I will pause and catch up later. Okay. You're back? Cool. How were your waffles? I know this might get me shot in Canada, but instead of maple syrup, I use desert honey. Well, I don't always. Most people in Canada do not use maple syrup on pancakes. They use syrup of some sort, but it's most likely not maple syrup because it's some cheap stuff that they get at wherever. Because maple syrup is expensive and most people can't afford a lot of it on an ongoing basis. So it wouldn't get the using desert honey or whatever would not get you shot in Canada. Maple flavored syrup? Nah, just syrup of something like I know there's corn syrup. They would call the Mounties on me. No. Let's see whether I can find this quick. Sent an update. Okay. Maple syrup would have been better, but it's double the calories. Yeah. Well. Here's probably from a cheap grocery store here in Canada. This is the type of syrup we table syrup. Yeah, waffles are lame without syrup. Okay, let's. Save. Open. Update. Okay, cool. Just gotta clean up some of these lines. But I can do that easy enough. But I think, although I want to get this done, I'm going to end this because it's also 12 o'clock my time and I want to go to bed. So I can get up in the morning because of work. So I'll probably finish doing the stuff that I have to do off stream for this. Yeah, I know. Like I said, or asked, I'm not sure whether you're here for me to say, after my coloring stream on Saturday, do you want to get together for hopefully only half an hour to maybe go over how to create those frames on page? Easy. You don't like his under. It's all right if that's what he meant to do. Why are you trying to turn Raoul into a sellout? Rusty died. Not trying to turn him into anything. I asked whether he wanted to. He's the one that said yes. Okay, so all I'm going to end up having to do now, still on this, is clean up some of my lines. And, do the skin color, but there we go, Blade Lee. I'm open to all box frames. What do you guys think of Blade Lee? Why didn't you give her stockings, Cross? Because the original Chung Li, as far as I know, did not have stockings. That's something they added to it later on. Like I said, looks pretty ugly. Chung Li has brown stockings. She didn't originally. Or I don't think so, anyways. Well, that's got more brown stockings in. I guess so does that. Well, when I played Street Fighter 2, it always looked like it was skin to me. No, they should be half naked. I always thought she was wearing underwear under that, whatever you want to call it, flap. Or that her top thing came down under. She does. It's brown. Like I said, I was just going by what I remember. Let's see. I got. Let's see. I can get this. Open with paint. Save as PNG. I got a rate. Well, I think it's an original sprite type thing for her for number 2. A Rick looking like the mad scientist when you laugh at that angle. I guess it all depends how you interpret it. It looked to me it was the skin and lighting hitting it that made it look brown, I think. See, her arms are lighter than. Yeah, well, she also doesn't have the flap thing on her things or whatever. But anyways, I guess I could change it or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, I played a lot of Street Fighter 2 back in the day. I've played a couple of the other ones, but not as much as Street Fighter 2. And like I said, I'm just going by what I thought based on how I viewed it, but I didn't realize. But if you say it was actually supposed to be, whatchamacallit, tights or whatever underneath. But anyways, it's that time. Thanks everybody for coming out and watching. It's been great having everybody here. Uh, we will be back tomorrow when I will be starting to draw up my character that I composed in Saturday for a whatchamacallit, role-playing game under Metal's uh, system for his world of X Dynamis Chaos. So, since Alpha liked it, and I sort of liked it too, remember to keep the faith.